Hey guys, welcome to our channel. We are the NaeNaeTwins. I am Shanae.
I am Janae.
And we are back with another video. Today we are going to discuss what it's like being twins and growing up as twins. We were inspired by Tia's video that we found on Facebook. We'll put the link in the description so you can check it out.
In this video, you'll also learn how to tell us apart. So let's get started.
Okay, so the question that we always get every time we're out or just every other day is, who is older?
Oh yeah, we do always get
So let's start with that. Who is older?
Look, I'm tired of telling this story. Like, it's crazy.
We always respond with,
we both came out at the same time by a C-section. Period. Okay. They be like, wait, how did I? All these questions. I ain't got time to sit here and have a conversation with you.
But there's always a question of how is that even possible?
Right.
And just back and forth. And it's
look, we were barely there. We were dead. Well, not, I don't want to say dead. We were lifeless when we at our birth, and I just don't remember. Okay.
Our mom don't remember anything either.
Exactly.
So that's just what she said to tell people, because she says that we had two doctors. And when we do say when we both came out at the same time, they stop us right there. We don't even get to say
by a C-section.
They
like,
be
can you wait?
Their faces.
We both came out at the same time, but
their faces like. So we barely get that out. But yeah, it's just, we had a complicated birth. First,
let's just say that
we were premature.
Yeah.
We were lifeless, and we came out
by a C-section. Yeah.
So we basically had a complicated birth, and that's just what we tell people. And when they say who's older, I sometimes suggest that Janae is older because
only because I had baby A on my birth certificate. But exactly. I mean, a lot of people would agree. They'd be like, "Yeah, you're older than." Like, don't tell me I'm older. We don't know, okay? I don't want to have to take that responsibility, you know, of being the older.
How's that a responsibility, which I'm not listening to you?
Right. Regardless, you don't listen to me, so it don't matter.
We have two different personalities too, so I think that's a good way to tell us apart. We also have,
you have to learn us.
They also look for different things like our facial features and things that makes us different. So I think when we were 17 years old.
What?
We got our piercings.
Oh yeah. So for our 17th birthday, we got our nose pierced, and that barely helps people tell us apart too. Like, it doesn't
we thought
help.
That would help, but it
doesn't help either.
I feel like right now, at the point of our lives, I feel like we don't look that much alike. Right now, a little bit, but when we were younger, we looked dead on, like spot on. So, growing up, I feel like we grow out of that stage of looking alike.
That's true. Some of our features are different. Like, Shanae has like deep cheekbones, like high cheekbones. And around her head, I have like a long face, and I feel like our eyes are different too. Like, yours is a little, would you say bigger? Yeah, hers is a little bigger. It's just a lot of like little stuff that,
and it's so weird because people just be in our faces like,
they be like, "Oh, see it, oh, see it." What do you mean? You don't see it. But anyways, and I also have a scar right here. That doesn't help because nobody notices it. So I don't know.
Tell them about your scar.
Tell them about your scar. You can see right here that I have a scar, and also on my nose, the tip of my nose. When I was little, I was banging. This is what I was told because I don't remember. I was banging on the window, and the window just got fixed. So I seen my dad outside, and he was coming home from work, and I was just banging because I was happy to see him, and then the window just said, and just cut the tip of my nose and my lip. So, and then I went into surgery, and I got stitches.
Our bodies, going into our bodies are totally different. I would say I am the more thicker one. Janae is definitely the skinny one.
I'm not that skinny. That's all they say. All my friends and my family, they just be like, oh, you skinny. Because our family is like very curvy. And so
Shay didn't get that gene.
Shanae's taking on a lot of that. She got a little big old bony. But other than that, I feel like there's always a bigger twin. There's always been a bigger twin.
And
a
all
taller
the twins
twin.
that we've met, and all of the twins that we've seen that there's always one that is just a little bit bigger, or you can tell just by in their face. It's more bigger or more wider than the other twin. Because your twin is not going to come out exactly.
Right. There's no twins that look, in my opinion, there's no twins that look exactly like alike. Dead on. Like
there's at least one little thing that you can tell. Like it could be as small as just maybe their lip could be bigger, or their nose is a little wider, or their eyes are a little.
All of our friends that we know that are twins, I feel like we had to, because right when we met them, we were like, oh my gosh, like I can't tell you guys apart. But once we start like hanging out with them or whatever and working with them, we've noticed that there is a huge difference in their personality and as well as their features. So.
Definitely personalities are two different, like we have two different personalities. I'm very shy and kind of kept to myself.
And kind of quiet too, but sometimes she breaks out of that shell behind closed doors. Let me tell you, she's not shy at all, okay? You know how they be like, it's always the quiet ones. Yeah. She's the evil one, I would say. Because they be, don't you hate that when people be like, evil one?
Janae is obviously the more outgoing, the talkative, very social.
I'm very more like outspoken and very social.
She's more of my mother's side. I'm more of my father's side.
You tried it? Because my mama is crazy. Let's just say
my dad is very calm and very
collected
and put together. My dad is just very calm. My mom is the drama queen. She's
the opposite of the spectrum. Like my dad is all the way over here, and my mom's here, and I guess opposites attract. Let's just say that.
But
we also have different styles in dance too, because for most of you that know us, we are dancers, and I feel like I'm more of like the hard hitting, like.
Basically, our personality speaks through our
dance. Yeah, definitely it does. She's more of like the soft dancer, and I'm more of like the hard hitting. Like, go see in one of our dance videos. You can tell which one is Shanae. The one that's doing it very soft, that's Shanae. The one who's
we still dance.
Yeah, we still dance a lot.
There's also that question of how being twins helped our career. I feel like there's definitely pros and cons, and Tia talks about this in the video, the Facebook video. She says
like being
that
in the entertainment industry.
in the industry. For us, being in the dance industry, there's always a 50-50 chance that we get booked on a project or anything, because for one, if we're working with an artist, some artists don't like the attention off of them. But
and we don't want to say names. But one that really loved us, that I loved working with, was P. Diddy. Diddy loved us because he has twins of his own, so he's like always wanted us to be around and like gave us like time to shine on stage, only because I felt like we were twins.
And he had that connection with us. Most likely it does depend on what the artist is looking for. Okay, so also referring back to Tia's video, it was based on growing up as a twin. Of course, being like in public, a lot of people would stop and ask questions and stuff like that. So that's something
that was like an everyday thing.
Yeah, that's something we could relate with to her.
Are you guys twins? every time they would be like, "Are you guys twins?" It got to the point to where I was like, "No." You know, no. Wait. You would be the video so bad.
Also, growing up in school, you know, we would get that question like, "Oh, did you guys trade classes? Did you trick people? Did you switch classes and stuff like that?" And
she wouldn't let me.
No, because our personality is too different. Like, my teacher would know I'm not there because I would always be like quiet in the class and just get my work done.
You think I would be the what?
You would be the one talking to all your friends, being loud. But yeah, I personally did not.
But it was the last day of school, like the last day. Literally, we're about to graduate like in a couple days, and it was the last day. And I'm like, let's just switch. You're not doing nothing in that class anyway. Like, all you're doing is sitting there. And she's like, no.
Absolutely not.
I tried, okay?
As far as friends, we definitely had the same friends.
Yeah, we have the same friends now. So
Yeah.
I know how it could be a little, you know, tough. We can be tough on them sometimes because
we're always putting them in the middle.
We're always putting them in the middle.
So that's definitely...
Tia, in her video, she said that that's not healthy. So.
Yeah, it's not a healthy relationship. But we're working, we're trying.
If you guys wondered if twin telepathy was real, it's a thing. It is real, okay?
It's definitely real.
So
I feel like to describe it, it's more of a connection with your twin, basically.
Yeah, it is. It's a strong connection, and a lot of people wouldn't understand it because they don't have a twin or whatever. But which is, you know, I get that. But this is an example of one of the twin telepathy moments that we had, like
recently.
Yes, very recently. I was in Sacramento for about a week or so, or a couple of days before she came down, and I was going to pick her up from the airport. And when I'm getting dressed, that morning, and I'm putting on my pink sweatpants, and I had a pink hoodie that went with it, and she also has the same outfit. But that day, the hoodie had like a little stain on it, and I'm like, are you serious? I was so mad. And so I took it off, and I just threw like a jacket on. And so right when I get to the airport, guess who has on the same outfit? Like literally from head to toe, we would have been matching completely. Yes. Well, not shoes, because she had Balenciagas, and I don't have any yet. So growing up in school, like we were always like in different classes. Well, we actually started off in the same class, and then as we moved on to like 4th grade, 5th grade, I was like, oh heck no, they got us in different classes. Mom, we called up our mom and we're like, you need to get us in the same class. And so she tried her best, but she was like, you guys have to separate. And I'm like, oh, that was our first time. That was like my first time having to separate from her. That was our first time we had to separate, and literally nothing could like separate us.
We're still learning to this day how to find our individualities, because growing up with a twin is literally basically growing up having the same, being the same person, having the same things, having the same ideas. We still need to find our individuality and our own likes and dislikes and things like that. So that's what we're working on.
Yes, and I feel like it's harder as an adult than it was as a child, because we didn't understand it back then, because we always felt like we were going to be together, grow up together. We had plans that we're going to live together throughout our whole life, and it's like, that can't happen. Like, no one told us, like, you know, that's not gonna happen. That's
your imagination is big as a child. So.
Right.
Tia mentioned something in the Facebook video that I really want to quote. And she said that the hardest thing about being a twin is feeling guilty about being different, feeling guilty about being an individual. Especially, I think that it's especially hard for us because we built a brand, and you know, we're business partners as well. So building that brand, we have to think alike. We have to have good ideas.
We have to be on the same
ideas
page.
That we agree on. Yeah,
right.
So that's definitely hard. That's definitely something that's blocking us from actually growing our personalities and individualities. So But she said that as you get older, you realize that that's what makes you stronger. And when you have two different points of views, you learn from each other. So that was a good thing that she said, and that's something that we're taking on and actually applying that to our lives.
Yes, because one thing that I really was like, oh my gosh, like, are you serious? You like that now? Like, I was like... I was so confused. I'm like, she's changing on me. And I was like, oh my God, now do I have to like it? Like, something that she liked that I don't like is she mixes ketchup and syrup together. And I'd be like, ugh, I found that so disgusting. So when I found out that she liked that together, I was like, looking at her like she was crazy. Like, I was like, ugh, like, is that my twin? So, and when she tried seafood, and I thought she was gonna like it, and I was just like, you better not like it.
Yeah, our whole lives we grew up not liking seafood, and we still to this day don't like seafood. But I feel like eventually maybe one of us would like it, and then put the other one on, and then
never.
That's just how it works. We both have to experience different things so we can teach each other. The coolest thing that she said about being a twin is growing up not feeling alone.
Yes, which we could definitely agree on. It has to
and that's something that's also blocking us from actually growing up to our separate beings, is that we've always felt like we've had each other. And she mentioned that, you know how your teenage years you're going through like, meeting boys, breakups. We've never went through that alone. So I feel like that's probably the coolest thing about being a twin as well. I agree.
One thing that could affect us though is I feel like sometimes we think that we need someone there all the time, and we can never do things on our own or by ourselves because we've always had someone there. So I feel like, sorry guys, I'm still a little sick. So I'm like, oh, sorry, myself a bear. But yeah, I feel like that's something that could affect us in our adulthood.
And one more question was, do twins run in our family? Not that we know of.
Alright, so that's it for this video. Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Comment down below if you guys have any more questions for us.
Comment down below if you have a twin and if you experience anything that we have growing up.
Hit that subscribe button if you want to see more videos from us, and we'll see you guys in our next video.